Cerne Abbey in Dorset is a historic house with monastic roots dating back 1,000 years. For the past 50 years, it's been the home of the Fulford-Dobson family. During my visit, I'll hear about the rich history and some royal visitors.
The Prince of Wales, who's now the king, who then...
Yes,
that was very funny,
yes, the
seeing
Prince
the
of
village
Wales
activity.
came. We had him here.
Plus, I'll join Barbara in her studio.
Now tell me just a little bit about this painting here. It's, I walked in and I loved it.
When I married into the British aristocracy, it was the start of a wonderfully exciting journey. But it was also a little daunting. I became a Viscountess, and for an American girl from a small town outside Chicago, that was quite a shock.
I live with my husband Luke, heir to the Earl of Sandwich, and our family at Mapperton House in Dorset.
Living in a place like this is a joy, but also a challenge. And every day we're aware that we're preserving a very special part of Britain's heritage. Mapperton has opened up an extraordinary new world for me, and I can't wait to share it with you all.
So if you love castles and manors and stately homes as much as I do, please join this American Viscountess as I journey into the British countryside in search of some of Britain's finest historic houses.
Welcome back, everybody, to the drawing room here at Mapperton. And this time, I travel and visit the wonderful Cerne Abbey. It's the most beautiful historic house. It's nestled in the enchanting village of Cerne Abbas, and Cerne Abbas is here in Dorset. For the past 50 years or so, it's been the family home of Michael and Barbara Fulford-Dobson. And Michael served in the Royal Navy for, can you believe this, 36 years. And Barbara is just a brilliant artist. The Cerne Abbey is where they raised their 3 children and really where they have lovingly and respectfully cared for a piece of England's architectural heritage with, might I add, monastic roots dating back to 987. The bonus here, though, is the family are friends of ours, so I was really excited to see them again. Heading to see Jessica and her wonderful parents. Quite a knocker. Hope you heard that.
I think I did. So it gets a bit stuck.
Hello.
Hello, Jean.
Hello.
Welcome.
Wonderful.
Finally, you're here.
Yeah, I'm finally here, and that's impressive.
Yeah, no, these things, they echo around a bit, but it's the handle you've got to be a little careful with. Can get a bit dicky.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Everything in these historic houses.
Once inside, I headed into the warmth of the kitchen where Michael and Barbara had a wonderful coffee waiting for me.
So, come on through.
Okay.
We'll get
Brilliant.
hopefully mid-flow with the frothing of the milk. Now what we got, here we go. The Capitano, it is Mrs. Julie. Remember Julie?
Hello, my favorite couple. You are my favorite couple. You know that. Hello.
It's lovely to see you. Thank you for coming.
Hello, Barbara.
About me.
You're my favorite woman ever. How brilliant.
coffee.
I'm doing some cappuccino. Would you like that?
Yeah, I would love that. That is brilliant. So I've just arrived, and I can't believe that I've never been here. I've seen you so many times at Mapperton, drinks party, all of that. But I've never been here, so this is a real treat.
Well, I'm so pleased.
And beautiful to drive through the village. thank you very,
Right.
very
Well,
much.
I'm ready to pour. Stand
brilliant.
by.
But boring.
Might I add that you're also the best dressed couple?
I'll get out of the way.
Yes, yes, you are. So
You haven't seen the rest yet.
With our cappuccinos in hand, we then settled by the fire in the hall. But let's be honest here, everybody knows I have an obsession with all things royal, so I couldn't help but ask about the royal visits to Cerne Abbey over the years.
when I walked up the path there, I saw several royal visits, including a prime minister. So Winston Churchill has been here, the Queen Mother has been here.
The Prince of Wales, who's now the king, who then...
Yes.
That was very funny,
Yes, the
seeing
Prince
the
of
village
Wales
activity.
came. We had him here. In fact, there's a picture of him over there.
Right.
Taken here, which was lovely. And we've also had the Wessexes.
You have the West.
They came for lunch one day.
Why did, well now, King Charles III come here?
Because I was Lord Lieutenant at the time.
Right.
And he came to Cerne Abbey to do something in one of the houses here. And he needed to be entertained in between venues.
Right.
And so he came to us, sat in the drawing room and
Powdered his nose when he wanted to.
had his cappuccino.
Well, you do make a very good cappuccino, so I'm sure he thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yes.
But also, Dad, we are trying to get him to write his memoirs, which he gets a bit shy about. But you were from
I'm
flag
afraid I'm not very
lieutenant
good
to
at
Lord
that.
Lieutenant. So he gets a bit shy, thinking, "Oh, I can't write." But I think, yeah, I always find it very interesting. And recently, they went. They were. I don't know how one puts it when you're invited to someone's funeral, but the Queen's committal
we
service,
were invited to the interment service in Windsor.
Right.
which is obviously quite a unique thing to be.
But that arose because I'm what's called a gentleman usher. And the Queen has got, or the King now, 10 people who are 4 from the Army, 3 from the Navy, 3 from the Royal Air Force. And they are the catalyst that acts between the royals and the public.
Right.
So, for example, at a royal garden party, every member of the royal family has one of us with them.
Oh my
So
goodness.
look after them and produce people to be introduced and that sort of thing. In the Queen's Lane, there are 4 of us,
Right.
and the others have just one.
Right.
And we do all sorts of other things. For example, I was in charge of all the bridesmaids and the pages at the York wedding,
Of all the things to be.
which was quite...
Right.
And then I suppose, going from one extreme to the other, Princess Diana's funeral as well. You
Yes,
attended that,
yes.
didn't you?
Did you?
all that, yes.
I mean, because that must have been extraordinary. Because we were all down in the country when that happened. But it's
Right.
Yes, my job then was to load the royal family at Buckingham Palace and send them off to Westminster
For the funeral of Princess Diana.
for the funeral.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
No, they were extraordinary occasions to be involved in, as you can imagine.
Of course.
But I find, looking back on it, I've served the Queen 3 times. First for 36 years in the Navy. I was the day I retired from the Navy, I got home here and there was a rather interesting letter in a rather good quality envelope awaiting me. And it was from Lord Airlie, who was the Lord Chamberlain at the time. And in it he said, if you feel you'd like to do some duties in the royal household, will you come and see me? Well, I was on the next train up to London and I went and saw him, and he said, you know, the idea is that you'll become one of the gentlemen ushers. So anyway, that was my second time of serving him. And then, of course, I served as Lord Lieutenant here in Dorset.
Yes,
So I've had a good innings one way or another.
you certainly have.
It was absolutely fascinating to hear from Michael about his lifetime of service to Her Majesty the Queen. And I felt really privileged and honored when he offered to show me some of the medals that he had been awarded.
Now this is I'm a Knight of the Order of St. John.
Fantastic.
And that is the star that goes here, and that's the bit that goes round the neck.
Right, and why were you presented with this, given this?
Well, I don't quite know. I think it was not long after I became Lord Lieutenant. I was invited to become a Knight of the Order. My CVO, this is the one that was given to me personally by the Queen.
By the Queen. And this is the commander of
the Royal Victorian Order.
Right.
Yes.
And to receive that from the Queen, I mean, that is
Yes.
quite extraordinary, isn't
Yes.
it? It's
Yes.
so beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And then over here, of course,
Now
I see the Royal Coat of Arms.
That's the Lord Lieutenant stuff.
Right, should I just have a little, yeah.
That's a seal and a half, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is.
Aye.
And the ER right there.
Yeah.
And Queen, wow, that's extraordinary. Look at there, that is Queen Elizabeth, is that?
Yeah, it
yes,
is.
it
Yeah.
is. Yeah. And on the other side.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then if we take this off.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So this was the 4th day of August in the 48th year of the Queen's reign. Is that right?
That's right, yes.
And by worn under the Queen's sign manual. Beautiful.
As with so many of the historic homes that I visit around the UK, each owner really does make their mark. And there's one room at Cerne Abbey which really does speak of Barbara and Michael's life together.
Wow. Oh, it's so beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh my goodness. How lovely. Now
these are all Barbara's pictures, including the self-portrait.
the self-portrait is, I mean, it is beautiful. These are, and
That's her mother.
that's her mother. And the landscape. These are fantastic.
Yes.
And then, I've just spotted the Queen there.
Yes.
Yes. Now, where is this?
I'm not sure where it was taken. It was on a visit somewhere.
Oh, it's so nice to come into a home like,
Yes.
Cerne Abbey, and it's got its roots back to 987,
Yeah.
but yet it's this lived-in family home with
Absolutely.
paintings
And all the muddle that goes with it.
Exactly. Thank you, Michael. This is just tremendous to see this and beautiful.
Yeah.
It's really you and Barbara in this room together.
Yes, it is a bit.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
Yes.
And that's what's so wonderful.
All around the house, Barbara's artistic vision is plain to see. It's everywhere, and her work is stunning. But as many artists, Barbara is rather self-effacing and a little reticent to speak about her work. But she did invite me into her most sacred space, her studio. And there she told me about her childhood during the Second World War and how she really transformed the studio into her haven.
So Barbara,
Yes.
I've just walked into your studio, having just left beautiful, Cerne Abbey, and with all of its historic elements. But then I come in here and I feel that this is your space.
Yes.
You've created this space. Tell me just a little bit about what happened when you saw this space. What was it like before you converted it, and what was your vision in creating what it is today?
How many yards have you got?
A lot.
No, all I remember is that when we came, this was completely rubbered right across for cards, and then the rest was all,
Concrete.
Concrete.
Right.
Because basically the top part wasn't there.
Right.
I
all
mean,
the roof
it was
was put
all
in.
on the ground, really.
Right.
A shell.
It's
Right.
shell.
Yes.
And so anyway, we sorted it out. And
You
that was
sorted it.
that.
But was this a dream for you? Because a little bit of your background, you're an artist, and I've walked in here and I've seen a lot of your pictures are Italy, and I have a love of Italy myself, and it clearly you do as well. But you are Italian. Yes.
I would, if I could take this to Italy, it would be perfect.
Being a mother of
Yes.
3 young girls
Yes.
here,
Yes.
was this your way to escape? Did you feel that you came here and you were able to create an escape? Because I know I'm a mother of 4.
Yes.
And it's hard. And
Yes.
did you feel that this studio...
Well, no, it helped me to go to something different, you see,
Yes,
and to
yes.
forget about them.
Yes.
Not that I didn't want to be a good mother,
No,
but
no,
you
no,
know.
of course not. But to have space for you. And did you feel also that this gave you the opportunity to create that space of Italy with your parents?
Yes, yes.
So Barbara, now tell me just a little bit about this painting here. It's I walked in and I loved it because do you know what it reminded?
Because you'd never had a thing like it.
Because it reminded me of me, a mother of 4
Really?
with children. So tell me about this. It's a work of art.
Well, I was not feeling in a very good form, I can tell you that much. And the children, she was whining for food, and here was all the things that I hadn't made money for, you know, and
bills, I
I owed
see the
it. I
bills,
owed
yep.
it. I owed it all that. She hadn't eaten for some time. I'd got my thing there, and all he could do was say, "Just leave me alone. Leave me alone." It's the child going, "Oh, mummy, I haven't had anything to eat. And look, it's only 9 o'clock. Oh, will you just have to wait?" You see?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
it.
Your art is magnificent.
Oh my goodness! I mean, it's a pity you didn't tell 10 years ago or something.
But it is. And would you say that out of all of your pieces, what is your most special? For you?
I think almost that really, because it meant so many children or men or women would have had that feeling. But I have to tell you, nobody could have done anything like I could when I started that. Nothing, because I remember my mother saying, "Well, just get a piece of paper and do it." And I go, "Oh, piece of paper and things." And it was quite extraordinary. She said, "I'm not going to help you." She said, "But I'm going to say things that you should try and do." She said, "And then I might sort of thing." And if she hadn't done that, I would never have touched it. Never.
No.
Because I never thought that I could. Nobody had ever said
So your
anything.
mother encouraged you
Oh, yes.
to become the artist that you are today.
Well,
Your
yeah,
mother-
well, yes. Well,
yes.
well, or I got sort of that, yeah.
Yes.
She was having bombs dropping off her over and thing. We were
Right.
in the middle of it.
Yes,
the same
incredible.
time,
But yet
you know.
she's encouraging her daughter, you,
Yes, yes.
to become.
Well, she said, if you get something like that, it'll be something that you can have for your life, and you'll never regret it.
That's
Which
what
I
your mother
suppose
is.
is true, because
That brings
basically-
tears to my
But
eyes.
because no. But she was a lovely mother, wasn't she?
Aren't we lucky with our lovely mummy?
So
Yes,
that's
yes,
such.
she
But
was.
that is lovely.
Yeah, but she's dead,
I
unfortunately.
know. She's probably in a better place.
I hope so.
It was so special to spend time with Barbara in her studio. Family really is at the center of Cerne Abbey, and during the past 50 years, the Fulford-Dobson family have taken on the preservation of this 1,000-year-old historic house and have made it into the most welcoming and wonderful family home. Sitting by the fire, I was keen to find out from Michael and Barbara what it's been like living alongside this 1,000-year history.
I just would like to know a little bit more of the history. Of course, foundations 987.
There was probably something here before that, but the foundation of the Benedictine Abbey was in 987.
Right.
And then it went on until the dissolution in 1539.
So the dissolution happened, but the guest house is what has remained. Is that correct?
The guest house and the abbot's porch.
And the abbot's porch, that's
And
right.
this building that we're in.
Yes, explain to me this building that I'm
Yes.
in right now. Beautiful.
Yes. Well, it was the south gatehouse.
Right.
It was the main entrance into the abbey. This fireplace was put here by one of the abbots who was abbot in about 1509.
Absolutely beautiful.
Well, there is a thought that in the early part of the life of the abbey that this might have been the abbot's quarters.
Okay.
Before it expanded.
Right.
And the extraordinary thing about the abbey here is that the abbey building has vanished.
Right.
Most places where there were abbeys, they're the remains of an abbey. And there are great works going on at the moment, people doing digs and one thing or another to try and find out where the foundations were for the original abbey building. We think it was out in Beaver Field out here,
Okay.
but we don't know.
Are archaeological digs happening now, or is that the hope? Or
It's about to happen. There's a system where they can put soundings into the ground and
Yes.
see where walls were and that sort of thing. And they've done quite a lot of that around the abbot's porch.
that is absolutely brilliant. The two of you, so you've stumbled upon Cerne Abbey, and I would just like to hear the story now that we understand obviously the roots of it, the dissolution, what is left standing, but how did the two of you
Arrive
here?
Well, I can tell you that we lived 5 miles away, and I heard that Lord Digby, who was the owner of this at that stage, was selling. I had a conversation with him about the abbey, and anyway, he agreed that he would sell it to us. So we bought it, and that was in 1957.
Oh, the conversation though, you bought in 1978, 79.
79, well, you're quite right,
Yeah.
yes, 79.
But the conversation
Yes, most way happened
You're quite
earlier.
right, yes,
Yeah.
it was. We actually bought a house without a roof. And just before we signed the contract to buy it, the north roof fell off.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Eddie Digby rang me up and said, "What builders are you going to use?" And I said, "Well, do I need any builders?" He said, "Well, the roof has just fallen off."
What was it about Cerne Abbey that drew you to not just this beautiful home, but knowing that there would be a lot of work that would be involved in it?
Yes, I think it's because I liked the house in particular. We quite like living in a biggish house rather than a small one. And I think that when it came on the market, it seemed too good an opportunity to miss.
Yes.
And so we went for it, accepting that, of course, there would be a lot of work involved. You know, a house of this age, you
Yes.
expect problems, as I'm sure you get at Mapperton.
But we quite like doing it.
But you took on this project, the two of you together.
Oh,
But
we've always loved things like that.
have you?
Yeah, oh, yes.
I think we
absolutely.
enjoyed doing it.
You can't just do something that everybody else does. You've got to get out and, you know, make a thing. No.
So she loves a challenge.
And love a challenge. And do you feel, you know, I think for me, obviously coming from Mapperton, where it is a constant project, I think projects are, in one aspect, very, very healthy because they keep the mind going.
Absolutely.
They keep you busy.
Certainly does that.
Yes. So, and did you feel that? But was there ever a time in the, you know, these sort of 50 years that you've been here that you felt, oh gosh, what have I done? Why did I take on such a labor of love? Or has
The short answer to that is not at all at any stage.
And I would say never.
amazing?
Yeah.
It's
No,
incredible.
we love the house.
That was the thing that we really were together, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Barbara, I would love to just hear from you, you know, coming in here as a young mother, but also an artist. I look around all of these walls here, and I know many of this, and I know throughout, dotted around the house, this is, you know, these are your pictures. This is your art.
I'm going to speak for my mother because I know she gets quite shy.
Yeah.
So, Mum, do you want me to tell a little bit? Because I know you'll be like, because she's so self-effacing.
Yes.
A lot of her interiors, I suddenly realise, as you've just said, the rooms you're sitting in here, because she didn't arrive and had a whole collection that you can't move, like a museum, she arrived with walls that were empty.
Right. It's
And
fascinating.
you know, your mother's family house had a direct hit during the war, so a lot of their possessions were either blown up or you're just going down a different line. So Mum was a big collector, the two of them together. And so these rooms are a bit like her paintings. And I've never fully appreciated that when I go and I think that the atmosphere, when you open the curtains, every detail you're looking at is being put in by my mother.
Right.
And so they loved it together, but their combination, Dad's loved all the restoration, but Mum loves all her team that come and work here. And some of your happiest days are out with Terry, all the different people who are helping realising your vision. Because this has been lots of visions that she's...
You know, with two people, you don't want everybody to be doing the same thing, so it's much better for one doing that.
Yes, that's exactly right. I absolutely understand that.
Well, here we are, 56 years of marriage that you're witnessing here. And
Incredible.
Touchwood still going strong.
Still going strong.
Still going strong, and what a beautiful home that you've created and raised your family in, and but continue to do the work. I mean, what's extraordinary is arriving here and seeing Jessica, and you know, you say, well, so we've got works going on here. I mean, it reminds me of Mapperton. You're never alone. It's never very quiet.
Yeah.
And these are craftsmen. You know, this is painstakingly time-consuming to make sure that you are preserving this part of England's heritage and doing it the right way, and to make sure that generations can then enjoy it further on.
Yeah,
So,
no, it's quite something seeing it. As you say, people go, oh, just slam a little window in there. But it's like, no, how it's all done with Grade 1 listed is everything has to be as it was, which again does keep the craft alive.
Yes, it does. It keeps the craft alive.
But I'm conscious of the fact that we're really just custodians.
Absolutely. We are.
That's
Yeah.
our role.
Yes.
Over the past few years, Jessica has been spending more time at Cerne Abbey. Walking in the garden, she talked to me about the huge responsibility she feels for the future.
Fascinating, of course, seeing your parents. As I always say, they are my favorite couple, apart from my in-laws.
Okay, yes, of course, of course.
But, you know,
I'm
being
very
here now and seeing all the work that's gone into preserving, you know, this beautiful historic house, do you feel that you also have this responsibility of taking on the reins, of course, you know, if and when that happens, and how does that feel? Because I know going into Mapperton, it's been quite daunting for me.
Right,
Because
yes.
it's a lovely home, but it's a big project.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yes, yes, it is. I found that COVID for me was the time that, you know, I was away doing my own thing. And again, the difference as a modern woman now, when we have other things that we're doing, there's that element of suddenly at a time in life which COVID brought of, oh, there's a responsibility here that I could either welcome or just say after this, we'll let it go.
Right.
And I've got 2 sisters. I'm the middle one, bit of the loose cannon, I call myself.
I'm middle too.
There we go. So I feel I've always loved and appreciated living because my parents made us appreciate where we were living.
Yes.
It was never taken for granted. And we always worked hard with it. We were sent out to do the gardening. I was the best at the gardening, even though the others. But what was interesting with COVID is I suddenly realised actually I did have the gardening in me. And my mother, a lot of women, are very precious. I remember a friend of mine whose mother every year won every show for her carnations, her peonies, and no one would have been able to do anything in that garden. Whereas my mother, who's always been an amazing cook and amazing, I thought gardening, she said, darling, I don't like cooking and I don't really like gardening. So she said, I'm delighted if you want to do both. And so for me, it was suddenly realising that with the clock in life turning a dial, that I was now alongside my parents and thinking, yes, I feel I can hopefully seeing my mother juggle what she could as a woman, I thought, well, perhaps I can juggle still my life and this, certainly for now, whilst touch with this going strong, but I'm helping with a lot of the projects that they don't want to worry about.
Right.
And I'm enjoying that, and they're letting me embrace that. And so with the gardens, we're going along and see Terry in a minute. With COVID, there was a big wall just over here that we were always, my parents were like, let's just let sleeping dogs lie. You know, ivy, my mother's like, if he pulls out, the whole lot will come down. And that's
Right.
more, as I say, Bill, but dollar signs flying
Yes.
up. But it was the time when Dad said, do you think we tackle this wall now? And
Because there was time. We
there
all
was
had
time. And also you realise with Terry, a lot of these people with these crafts and skills to do it, they are not going to be around for
No.
us. So I'm like, we've got to make the most of it.
Yes.
So I'll show you that, you know, it was like a carpet, and my hands, no one told me how brutal gardening can be. I mean, I woke up like, oh my God.
Every morning during
Yeah,
COVID.
because someone said, well, perhaps use a hammer next time, but you know, you live and learn.
Yeah.
And so we started that, but since then I have been taking on more and more, and I do relish the idea of trying to see how for the next generation we can preserve the tranquility of the place and the authenticity.
Yes.
But it's that balance. Some people go very, very commercial. You have to, because we've got to keep the tiles on the roof.
Yes.
But there are ways of trying to handle it so it's not ruining here. People love to walk in and Mum even leaves notes saying, this bench is waiting for you.
Right,
And, you know,
right.
but just so people feel no one's there, but they've just stumbled across somewhere.
Yes.
It's a challenge I feel I'd love to take on, but we just have to see what we never know.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm up for it.
But you're up for it. That's brilliant.
And I feel balancing that, you know, why not?
Yeah.
Women can balance a fair bit.
yeah.
can't they?
Oh my gosh, we're the best balancing act.
Yeah, my
There-
mother's
there
been a
is.
good example of it, so I thought, well, let's try. Let's go and see Terry now.
Okay, great.
So this is our Terry.
Well,
Julie.
Hi, Terry. So nice to meet you.
I actually call him Sir Terry of Cerne a lot because he is like a knight in shining armour. Since my parents came here, he's been mending the walls, which in these places, as you know,
Of course.
go on forever.
Yep.
Forever
And
and
just
ever.
as and when you finish, you're back where you started, which
More or
Terry
less,
sort
yeah.
of is.
It's
aren't you?
like doing painting the Forth Bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. So now what's happening here, Terry? What are
Well,
you doing?
I'm going to have to try and replace this gate now because this door's hinges have broke off on the bottom
Yep.
and that one's come loose. So I'm going to have to try and rebed them back in somehow.
Okay. Oh my goodness.
Probably with lead and
With the good old stuff.
yeah, good
Yeah.
old stuff.
The
Yeah.
good old stuff.
Because we like to cling on to the doors. My parents love the doors, and even though
Yes.
Terry's like, that could
As
be a
you-
new bit, we just love seeing
As
the
you can
botching.
see,
You had to reinforce it.
they've been reinforced over the years.
And there comes
yes,
a point where it's...
It's the old, it's marrying the old and the new, isn't it?
Now,
It
talking
is.
of which, we've got our brand new COVID wall, as I call it,
Is it really called the COVID wall?
because this was completely covered in ivy, wasn't it, Terry?
Yeah.
There was a bulge here that looked a bit ominous, and my parents were like, oh dear.
But it's a rather extraordinary wall. Can we just, because it's to me, it's built differently than sort of the traditional walls that I see
Yeah,
dotted all around England.
Yeah, this is
That's the flint.
this is a traditional stone and flint walling.
It's one of those things that when you look at the actual main house, you can see that the fashion is using the local stone, which
Yes.
is literally
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yes.
Because when this was an archway, a Saxon archway, was this wall here in the leading up, it makes you think, why would it not be?
Why would it not be?
There used to be an archway, or gateway, or something just here.
Yeah.
Because the modern stones are still in there.
Yes. Ah.
You see a join down the wall there.
Yes, I
which
see that join.
That port wall was built before this one was.
I see. Okay. Yes. So then this was an addition.
This was an addition to the, yeah.
And as you see, it is quite a long wall, and if you imagine when we were pulling the ivy off, my parents were like, we've left this for a while because we feel the whole lot could come down.
Right.
But it was actually in surprisingly good
It's
condition.
not
It had
too-
roses in
considering,
it.
apart from the top, what, 2 foot or more, the rest
Yeah.
of the wall was not
Now,
too bad.
this is now what I'm seeing here. Is this what you were pulling out during COVID?
Yeah.
Is this the remnants of
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
ivy?
yeah. And I
Look
tell
at
you, I
this.
couldn't move my hands. I didn't realise
Look
removing
at-
ivy would be so.
I'm just helping you a little bit
Thank
more
you,
here.
Julie, thank you.
Anytime. Look at this.
So I've got a
So
war on ivy. Not that we like walls, but if I see ivy on a wall, I say to Terry,
so-
I'm doing it for you. I will
But
take
this
it out.
was everywhere.
that
you
that was
can't-
you
you
couldn't
couldn't
even
see
see
it.
the wall.
No.
No. So it's literally had a complete, and now you see the beauty of it when you step back.
I mean, it is.
Just because Terry, working with flint, they're not even like bricks. And you see, you have to use the artistry to make them all fit together.
yes.
No one is the same. They're like a snowflake,
Yeah.
imagine, Terry, aren't they? Every
Yeah.
flint's
It's
different.
fantastic. Will the ivy come back?
Not on my watch.
It will do if it's neglected.
Terry, I found it interesting when you said to me, I can tell when one man takes over
Yeah,
from another.
you can.
It's quite something,
Right.
isn't it? Yeah.
And how can you tell that?
I don't know, just instinct, I suppose. You can generally tell
Right.
by the mixture of the muck, by the way the stones are laid.
Yes.
It's not, I don't know.
Yes, no, I get it. It's those small details which
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
about with a wall,
You
but
don't think about
in
it.
restoring, you're like, well, the other person was a bit tighter on that, and now
Yeah,
this one's a bit
you can-
looser. Local
Yes,
cider, maybe.
exactly.
It's just a kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Instinct.
It's brilliant.
instinct.
Yeah, brilliant. And how long have you been here?
40 odd years.
No, I don't think it's 40, about 35 years, I think.
35.
35 years.
I've been there.
Oh my goodness. And do you love it?
Yeah, good question. You do. You and Mum, it's just,
Yeah, me and your mum,
Yeah, they keep there. They love it. They do a lot of. He helps with the restoring and visions that she has, and it's they do a lot of great stuff.
Cerne Abbey is the most magical place, and it was so special for me to see Michael, Barbara, and Jessica again.